Hello, buddy. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. Go back. Going back. Go on. Go on. It's okay. No. Go. I said go. Okay, temperature's in the low 40s, so I'm covered pretty good, dressed pretty warm. I kind of leaving it up to how I felt after I got out as to where I was going to go, so I decided I'm doing good enough to ride into Sadu one more time at least, for the time being. Get just a couple shots. Plus, I've been covered before. I've got my, now I have a chest mount for my camera instead of on my helmet. I won't have to worry about turning it down, forgetting to turn it back up like I have before. I'm low on power. I'm below 30, just dropped below 30% now. But this is a long climb going towards Sadu. Most of the rest of it will be downhill. There's a little bit of incline one before I get there, but it's not kind of long, but not steep. Oh, I've been on power level number 1 out of 5 to conserve as much as I can, so I'm going to have to put most of the effort into it. Of course, here's the summit. We're heading downhill now. I'll turn the power off. They got out back there. All the netting down, we can see what's going on in here. Dusting of snow on the mountains from yesterday. Well, let's try a little Johnny Cash, I don't know. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds.
because you're mine. I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine. I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right, because you're mine. I walk the line. You've got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide, because you're mine. I walk the line. A close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tie that binds, because you're mine. I walk the line, because you're mine. I walk the line. I'm going to have to hurry with this one. There may be no one that likes this song, but I'm going to do it anyway. I probably do not have all the lyrics correct. I've done the best I can. I had to listen to it and write them down. But this is a song you'll not understand if you don't understand something about working in a prison. So I dedicate this to those officers that work in our prisons, and especially those at a place called AXII, where I worked at. And they'll take issue, some of them, with this. I've heard them talk before. They didn't like part of it because it talks about, I've got your back and you've got mine. They said that don't always happen. Well, I understand that, but it should. And so that's the way the song I take it. It says, I take my walk on the toughest beat. I do my part of keeping crime off the street. It should go without saying when we walk the line that I got your back and you got mine. Okay, it should go without saying, but that doesn't mean it doesn't. So I understand it doesn't always happen, but that's the way it should be. And there are some of us that did that. We knew who we could trust. Yeah, you've been there, you know. Day after day they show up on time, and the guard goes in prison just to pay for their crime. And I'm not sure about those lyrics, best I can find. Take a deep breath and let it out slow. It's time to suit up before I go. Black leather boots on a hot summer yard, respond to the scene of that call for alarm. Don't turn off your vision if you want to do good, and keep your head up and duck when you should. I take my walk on the toughest beat, do my part of keeping crime off the street. It should go without saying when we walk the line, I got your back and you got mine. Got your back and you got mine. Concrete walls and lock and steel gates keep the condemned until release date. 24/7 spending time on the tiers, 365 days a year. I take my time off to try to unwind by leaving behind the things in my mind. A lot of things you see in a place like that you want to think a lot about. But I gotta be ready if I get the call. That's my job inside these walls. I take my walk on the toughest beat. I do my part of keeping crime off the street. Yes, you go without saying when we walk the line. I got your back and you got mine. Got your back and you got mine. Dangerous inmates doing their time. Gotta be smart to walk the main line. Measure the pressure by the look in my eyes. Air so thick you could cut it with a knife. Let's take a minute to remember those gave their lives as our heroes. Dedicate this song to all their names, reminding us they didn't die in vain. I take my walk on the toughest beat, do my part of keeping crime off the street. Just go without saying when I walk the line. I got your back and you got mine. Got your back and you got mine. Got your back and you got mine. Okay, the building you see on the right is the one they go through, the water buffalo. And they go through there and go through back to the barns down along the river. And that's where I'm headed, go back by there. Went by the last time, didn't have my camera up where you could see good. Actually today I've got it mounted on my chest, on a chest mount, and I'm going to have to work on keeping it turned up a little bit. It's just a little bit low. It'd be better if it's up a little bit. Tilted, maybe got tilted a little bit. May have jarred down a little bit as it kind of hit some bumps sometimes. But I missed my turn. I think was supposed to be right here. And I had to go on out to the end of the street out here where it turns back along the river and go back the other way. And we got a guy out here, looks like he's doing some patching in the road there. Maybe in front of his property possibly, or maybe work for the town, who knows. And you see, well, there's a bike. You see a lot of the motorized scooters around. And you probably see them before on some of my videos, seen kids on them. And here I'm turning back, and this go back down along the river to my left there, and we'll see the stables down here where the buffalo stay at night. This has been kind of like a deer hunt, I guess. Got to figure out where they going to be at certain times of the day. Only thing, I'm not hunting for meat, but they bring the water buffalo back in and I suppose milk them down here. I don't know what kind of situation they have, where they have the automatic milkers. I don't know how many buffalo they have. Kathy and I had to drive through them one day on the street, and first time we ever saw them, and had to work our way through the herd, and they may have been a dozen, maybe more. But it wasn't a huge herd. So they may milk them by hand. I don't know, since they don't have any more than that. Depends on how much help they got. But right here we're getting into where the stables were at. And like I said, it's nothing special to look at. Just thought it'd be nice to kind of find where they're at and stay. Maybe we'll. I don't know. It's difficult to stop by for a visit. If you happen to find somebody who can speak some English, it'd be good. But or have someone translate with you. And maybe we can do that sometime. I don't know.
Come through here.
Here kind of hit a dead end, and which right we just passed, I think, the gate there where they probably come back through after they come through the building there. Well, let's get back to Johnny Cash. I've never written a song. I've tried to a couple times or more, and just never been able to finish one. But I have added a verse to a few, and this is one I just did, and so bear with me to the end on this one. Hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, time keeps dragging on, but that train keeps a-rollin' on down to San Antone. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear the whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry. I bet there's rich folks eating from a fancy dining car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking fine cigars. Well, I know I had it coming, I know I can't be free, but those people keep a-moving, and that's what tortures me. Well, if they freed me from this prison, if that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I bet that the whistle will blow my blues away. All right, here, listen up. One day a group came in this prison. I had a hard time believing when they gave the reason. They told me all about Jesus and how he paid my way. Now I don't need no whistle to blow my blues away. Now I don't need no whistle to blow my blues away. Okay, this is going back down that steepest hill that I found going up the side of the mountain there. The mountains are known as the Cinderella Mountains, I think, if I pronounce it right, which is unusual if I do get it right the first time. But they're part of the Carpathian Mountains, if I understand it, and which ends up being also part of the Alps, what they call the Eastern Alps. And so we didn't get much of a view that I thought we might have. And I knew there might be a possibility to be limited. Actually, the best view, if you want to go back and see a view overhead or down where you can see the city, I think it was the first video I did coming to Sadu. I took a right on as I was coming into town, and went uphill there a little ways, and found an overlook that gave a beautiful shot. So you might want to go back and look at it. And I've skipped through a lot here for time's sake, and going to head on back up to Chestnut-Dia before it gets later.
There's a big boy. Hey, buddy.
Well, he's big, all right, but you can tell by his bark, he's still a pup. Now, coming up just right on the left where that parked car is, that's where the building that the water buffalo go through to get down to their stables, just on this side of the bridge. Fancy looking building. That's where they come in off the street. Go back to the stables back there. Now as I turn left right up here in this triangle or traffic circle, which way I want to put it, a triangle disguised as traffic circle one way or the other. But anyway, as I turn left, I don't think the camera picks it up anywhere. There was cause it's on my chest, I couldn't turn my head, but there's a cow just to the left there on the grassy area where some of the buffalo are sometimes eating, but this time it was a cow.
Not a water buffalo, but a cow. Beef. Uh-oh. Chain off, maybe. Yep.
Now that changed completely off down around the hub there, so I thought it was going to be a little bit of a job getting back on, but when I get up there I was kind of surprised. I pushed it up here where I had a little more room to get off the road.
Get up here, I avoid a little better. Guess what? It's about back on. That's good. There we go. Unfortunately, I'm probably going to have to have a boost. Start off on the seal.
I got my left foot and the bicycle tires both in some kind of mud right there. That's horrible. It's like glue. I like never got it off my bicycle tires and that boot that I had it on and the cleats.
Like a rocket. One would have done it. Okay, now I'm down to 0.
And you'll see the dogs running up inside the fence on my right there. They're secure.
I shed this jacket.
Now there's an idiot coming up behind me blowing his horn. I don't know where he thinks I'm going to go to.
Yeah, I hear you. How much are you there?
Okay, I'm on up the road a little bit now, and I'm getting pretty warm, so I'm going to have to pull over right here and shed my jacket and get down to my sweater. It's barely above freezing. It's been that way. It's now this. Trying to think back when this video was actually taken. It's been close to 2 weeks that I've been working on it off and on, and just want to find time to get parts of it, trying to get trimmed down. And so it's been close to 2 weeks now, I guess, and it's been the same weather almost every day since. Damp, wet, a little bit of light rain off and on. But never, well, a little bit of snow mixed in once in a while. They keep calling for snow, but never really amounted to much. So
I'm just about. I think we're somebody besides Mr. Nice Guy nearby.
But anyway, I get my jacket off, and it's like I say, I've worked up almost a sweat getting up this hill, trying to conserve the energy on it. What little bit of power I got left on my electric bike here.
You gonna go back in? Yeah. Always barking at me, right? Yeah, I see you, buddy. How you doing? Yeah. I'm a little bit like the inmates I used to have to supervise. They're pretty tough when they're locked behind the door. All mouth. We'll see. Oh, we got up here. Horses, cows, I don't know. Buffalo. Donkey. Yep. Donkey and a horse. Donkey goes in. Good. Horse is out. Hey, big boy.
All right, that was no Tennessee Stud back there, but there was a song that Doc Watson made famous, and maybe vice versa a little bit to some extent, but Doc Watson was a world famous guitarist that had his own style, unique. He played and made very famous from that area close to where I grew up there in North Carolina. So the main thing is we close out this video with this song, not to forget Jesus Christ. That's what we are here about in Romania. That's what I try to make these videos relate to, even though we use some secular stuff every once in a while, but the primary focus is Jesus Christ. And he's waiting on you if you haven't given your heart to him yet. Long about 1825, I left Tennessee very much alive. Never would have got through the Arkansas mud if I hadn't been riding that Tennessee Stud. I had me some trouble with my sweetheart's paw. One of her brothers was a bad outlaw. Sent her a letter by my Uncle Fudd, and I rode away on the Tennessee Stud. The Tennessee Stud was long and mean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee Stud. We drifted on down into no man's land, across that river called the Rio Grande. I raced my horse with a Spaniard's foal, girl got me a skin full of silver and gold. Me and the gambler, we couldn't agree, we got in a fight over Tennessee. We jerked our guns and he fell with the flood, and I got away on a Tennessee Stud. The Tennessee Stud was long and mean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee Stud. I got just as lonesome as a man could be, dreaming of my girl in Tennessee. The Tennessee stud's green eyes turned blue, 'cause he wasn't dreaming about his sweetheart too. We loped right back across Arkansas. I whooped her brother and I whooped her pa. When I found that girl with the golden hair, she was riding that Tennessee mare. Tennessee stud was long and mean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. Well, stirrup to stirrup, side by side, we crossed them mountains and valleys wide. We came to Big Muddy, then we forded that flood on a Tennessee mare and a Tennessee stud. There's a pretty little girl on the cabin floor, and a little horse colt playing around the door. I love that girl with the golden hair, and the Tennessee stud loves the Tennessee mare. The Tennessee stud was long and mean, the color of the sun, and his eyes were green. He had the nerve and he had the blood, and there never was a horse like a Tennessee stud. He had the nerve and he had the